Hey guys, today I want to talk about three types of sounds that every project could benefit from using. And I'm not talking about dialogue or music, I'm talking specifically sound effects that'll bring your projects to life that much more beyond that. Speaking of sound effects, if you like these videos and you want to support my channel, head over to alexknickerbocker.com. I've got a PayPal donation link as well as a bunch of sound effects that I'm curating for your royalty-free use from my personal sound effects library. They've got industry standard metadata and documentation so you can find what you're looking for easily, and I'll be adding more as I can, so don't forget to check back. Alright, the first type of sound that you should make sure you're using in your projects are background sounds or ambiances. Now the job of backgrounds is to provide your story with sort of an atmosphere to live within as you tell it. So this could be anything from city streets where you've got traffic and pedestrians, maybe some horns, to rural neighborhoods where you've got a few birds scattered here and there, maybe a distant dog barking, up to mountaintops where you have wind and trees moving in the breeze, or really anything in between. Now, I'd highly recommend layering at least 2 or 3 sound effects as your background layer. In major feature films, you have anywhere between 20 and 30 different background tracks specifically to provide ambience and life to whatever scene you're working in. That's because real life, it turns out, sounds complicated. There are a lot of sounds happening at once. So by choosing and layering all these different individual sound effects, you can bring that much more life to your scene and make it feel that much more real. The second type of sound you should be using is actually super specific, and that is hand pats. Hand pats are typically covered in Foley, which are things like footsteps or, cup pickups and put downs, cigarette inhales, that kind of thing. Hand pats in real life are obviously really quiet, so they're not really picked up on set when you're recording, but by layering them in subtly underneath production audio whenever somebody puts their hands together or picks something up, it brings so much more realism to a scene, and it fills this kind of sonic hole that you didn't even know was really empty until you start watching a scene going, why doesn't this feel right? Why isn't there any movement happening? Again, at the major level, every single hand pat, cup pickup, put down, hug, cloth movement, it's all covered because as soon as it's not there, scenes don't feel real and it sounds really empty. But if you're working with a pro or you want to bring that level of realism to your projects, cutting in all of those hand pats that don't get recorded on set is going to bring that much more realism to your videos. And finally, the third sound you should be using is actually something you should be recording every single time you roll a camera, and that is room tone. Room tone is literally just that. It's a recording of the space that a scene takes place in, and it's super useful in post-production because the second you start chopping scenes up and making edits, you can hear all those edits happening in your sound and it doesn't feel like it's all a single take. But by layering room tone under or around those edits and carefully fading into and out of it, you can make it feel much more like a scene was recorded in a single take, and it'll sound much more fluid and natural across the board. So next time you're out shooting something, if you roll a camera, make sure you also roll at least 1 minute of room tone. No movement, nothing else happening, so it's just silence in the space that you're in. And once you get into post-production sound, you'll see how useful it becomes in making everything seem seamless. Now, obviously, there's more to post-audio than just these 3 types of sounds, but by including them in each of your projects, you're going to bring that much more realism to each video, and you're going to sound more professional as a result. So hopefully that's helpful. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe. I'm over on Instagram at AXK, so come follow me over there. And as always, thanks for watching.